Top 5 Most Rare and Valuable Washington Quarters That Could Make You a Fortune. These coins could transform your collection into a gold mine. Let's dive into the top 5 most rare and valuable Washington quarters every collector dreams of owning. The 1965 Washington quarter might look ordinary at first glance, but some rare era varieties have turned this everyday coin into a treasure worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Let's uncover the story behind this incredible coin, the errors that make it so valuable, and how you can identify one that could change your fortune. The history of the 1965 Washington quarter. In 1965, the U.S. Mint made a historic change by phasing out silver in quarters and replacing it with a copper-nickel-clad composition. But during this transition, errors occurred at the Mint, and some 1965 quarters were accidentally struck on leftover silver planchets from 1964. These silver planchet errors are among the most valuable mistakes in U.S. coinage history. Valuable 1965 Washington quarter errors. Silver planchet error. The most famous and valuable 1965 quarter error is the one struck on a 90% silver planchet instead of the new copper-nickel-clad planchet. These rare quarters are easy to miss because they look just like their 1964 counterparts, but bear the 1965 date. Value. Depending on condition, these coins can sell for $4,000 to over $10,000 at auction. Double die errors. Value. Double die errors can sell for $500 to $2,000, depending on their grade and visibility. Off-center strikes. Value. Depending on the severity of the off-center strike, these errors can fetch $100 to $1,000. Wrong planchet errors. Value. These ultra-rare errors have sold for $5,000 to $15,000 in auctions, record-breaking auction sales. Collectors are willing to pay big money for these rare coins. Here are some notable sales. A 1965 silver planchet error quarter sold for an incredible $7,050 at auction. A high-grade double die error fetched over $2,000. Other rare 1965 quarter errors, like off-center strikes and wrong planchet coins, have sold for $5,000 to $10,000. Why this coin is so special? The 1965 era quarter represents a fascinating moment in U.S. coinage history, where the mint's transition from silver to clad coinage led to mistakes that are now worth a fortune. Every coin collector dreams of finding one of these rare gems, and you could be the next lucky person to uncover one. Did you know that a 1969 Washington quarter could be hiding in your pocket change, and it might be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars? These rare coins are some of the most sought after by collectors due to incredible minting errors that make them exceptionally valuable. Let's explore the history of the 1969 quarter, the errors that make it worth a fortune, and how you can identify one. The history behind the 1969 Washington quarter. The Washington quarter has been a staple of U.S. coinage since 1932, and by 1969, quarters were struck using a copper-nickel-clad composition. However, minting errors during this time produced rare and highly collectible varieties of the 1969 quarter. With millions of quarters minted each year, a small number of errors inevitably slip through quality control. These mistakes not only make the coins unique but also significantly increase their value, often fetching hundreds to thousands of dollars at auction. Valuable 1969 Washington quarter errors. Double die obverse. DDO. These double die quarters can sell for $500 to over $3,000, depending on their condition and the clarity of the doubling. Off-center strikes. Coins struck off-center due to misalignment during the minting process are highly collectible. The higher the value, often ranging from $100 to $1,000. Clipped planchet errors. A coin with a visible portion clipped off due to an error in the blanking process can fetch $150 to $500, depending on the size and location of the clip. Wrong planchet errors. In some cases, a 1969 quarter was mistakenly struck on a foreign planchet or one intended for another denomination. These coins are incredibly rare and have sold for as much as $5,000 to $10,000. How to identify a rare 1969 era quarter. Here's how you can check if your 1969 quarter is a valuable error. Check for weight differences. Use a digital scale to ensure your quarter has the correct weight. A wrong planchet error may weigh less or more than the standard 5.67 grams. Examine the coin's edge. Look for inconsistencies in the edge, such as missing copper layers or clipped portions. Record-breaking sales of 1969 era quarters. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for these rare coins. Here are some notable auction results. A 1969 doubled die obverse quarter sold for over $2,500 in high-grade condition. A 1969 quarter struck on a foreign planchet fetched an astounding $8,000 at auction. Other minor errors, such as off-center strikes or clipped planchets, regularly sell for $300 to $1,000. At first glance, the 1973 Washington quarter may look like a common coin, but certain error varieties have transformed this seemingly ordinary quarter into a rare and highly sought-after treasure. These errors can command prices ranging from hundreds to thousands of dollars, making it worth your time to inspect every coin you come across. Let's dive into the fascinating history, rare errors, and potential value of the 1973 Washington quarter. The history of the 1973 Washington quarter. The Washington quarter has been an enduring symbol of American coinage since its debut in 1932. By 1973, quarters were being struck using a copper-nickel-clad composition, which replaced the earlier 90% silver coins in 1965. Valuable 1973 quarter errors. Double die obverse, DDO. Value, depending on condition and the visibility of the doubling. These coins can sell for $300 to $2,000 or more at auction. Off-center strikes. An off-center strike happens when the coin blank isn't properly aligned in the press, resulting in part of the design missing. Value, the degree of misalignment determines the value, with off-center errors fetching between $100 and $1,500, especially if the date is fully visible. Clipped planchet errors. A clipped planchet error occurs when a blank coin is improperly cut, leaving a curved or irregular edge. Value, these errors typically sell for $150 to $500, depending on size and condition. Wrong planchet errors. Rarely, a 1973 quarter may have been struck on a planchet meant for another denomination or even a foreign coin. These are incredibly rare and valuable. Value. Coins struck on the wrong planchet have been known to sell for $3,000 to $10,000 or more. Die cracks and cuts. These errors occur when the die used to strike the coin develops cracks, leaving raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin's surface. Value, depending on the size and location of the crack or cut, these coins can sell for $50 to $500. Record-breaking auction sales. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for rare 1973 quarters. Here are a few examples of notable sales. A 1973 double die obverse quarter sold for over $1,500 in near-perfect condition. A wrong planchet error fetched a staggering $8,000 at auction. Off-center and clipped planchet errors have consistently sold for $500 to $1,500. Why this coin is so special. The 1973 quarter is a reminder that errors can turn even the most common coins into valuable treasures. With the right error, your pocket change could be worth more than you ever imagined. Whether it's a double die, an off-center strike, or a wrong planchet error, these rare varieties make the 1973 quarter a must-have for collectors. The 1979 D Washington quarter, minted in Denver, is part of the iconic Washington quarter series. While most of these coins may seem ordinary, certain rare error varieties have made some 1979 D quarters incredibly valuable. These unique coins can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction, turning pocket change into a fortune. Let's explore the history, rare errors, and the potential value of this coin. History of the 1979 D Washington quarter. The Washington quarter has been a cornerstone of U.S. coinage since 1932. In 1979, the Denver Mint struck 489,789,780 quarters, making it a high mintage year. While the majority of 1979 D quarters are common, minting errors and rare varieties make some of them highly collectible and valuable. Rare errors on the 1979 D quarter. Double die obverse, DDO. Value. Depending on the severity of the doubling and the coin's condition, DDO errors can sell for $300 to over $2,000. Off-center strikes. Value. These coins can range from $100 to $1,500, with higher premiums for errors showing the full date and mint mark. Clipped planchet errors. Value. Clipped planchet errors are typically valued between $150 and $500, depending on size and condition. Die cracks and cuts. Die cracks result from wear and tear on the die, creating raised lines or blobs on the coin's surface. Value. Coins with noticeable die cracks or cuts can sell for $50 to $400, depending on the size and location of the error. Wrong planchet errors. A rare and highly valuable error. Value. These coins have been known to sell for $3,000 to $10,000 or more. Auction highlights, record-breaking sales. A 1979 D double die obverse quarter in high grade sold for $1,800 at auction. A wrong planchet error fetched over $8,500, drawing major attention from collectors. Off-center errors with visible dates have consistently sold for $500 to $1,200. Why the 1979 D quarter is so special. The 1979 D quarter proves that errors can turn even the most common coins into valuable collectibles. Whether it's a double die, off-center strike, or a wrong planchet error, these rare varieties hold significant value for collectors and enthusiasts. The 1981 P Washington quarter, minted in Philadelphia, is a coin that often gets overlooked in your spare change. But did you know certain error varieties have transformed some of these coins into incredibly valuable collectibles? These rare quarters have sold for hundreds to thousands of dollars at auctions, making them a must-check for collectors. Let's dive into the history, errors, and values of the 1981 P quarter. The U.S. Mint had transitioned to copper-nickel-clad coins, which replaced the 90% silver composition in 1965. In 1981, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 601 million quarters, making it a high mintage year. While most of these coins are common, certain error coins stand out as exceptionally rare and valuable. Rare errors on the 1981 P quarter, double die obverse, DDO. One of the most coveted errors. Value. Depending on the severity and condition, DDO errors can sell for $300 to $2,000. Off-center strikes. Value. Off-center errors with clear dates and mint marks can sell for $150 to $1,500, depending on the degree of the misalignment. Clipped planchet errors. Value. These coins are typically valued at $100 to $500, depending on the size and visibility of the clip. Die cracks and cuts. Value. These errors can fetch $50 to $400, depending on the size and prominence of the crack or cut. Wrong planchet errors. Value. These errors can sell for $2,500 to over $10,000, depending on the planchet type. How to spot rare 1981 P quarter errors. Inspect the lettering and date. HT. A standard quarter weighs 5.67 grams. If your coin weighs significantly more or less, it could indicate a wrong planchet error. Look for misalignments. Off-center strikes are usually obvious and are worth investigating further if they have clear dates. Record-breaking auction sales. A 1981 P double die obverse quarter in near-perfect condition sold for $1,800 at auction. A wrong planchet error fetched over $9,000, making it a standout rarity. Off-center strikes with visible dates have consistently sold for $500 to $1,200. Why the 1981 P quarter is special. The 1981 P Washington quarter is a perfect example of how common coins can become extraordinary through rare errors. These coins hold tremendous value for collectors, and finding one in your pocket change could mean a windfall of hundreds or even thousands of dollars.